Hey Mike, it's nice to see you again.
Hi, thanks for having me in.
Yeah. So I brought you in here today to kind of go over the test scores of the KT3 we did for your son Max.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about this so far?
Not really at the moment. I'm just kind of curious to see how he did.
Okay. So we did three different types. We did assessments in three different areas. So we did reading, math, and written language.
Okay.
And that kind of further breaks down into letter and word recognition, reading comprehension for reading. For math, it's math concepts and math computation. And then written language, we're looking at written expression and spelling.
Okay.
Okay, did you have any questions about the different areas?
No, I think I got a pretty good grasp on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay. So when I did the assessment for all three kind of different areas, he had some raw scores in which I took the raw scores and then I converted them to standard scores.
Okay.
And then from there, we kind of went into percentiles. So looking at the standard scores here, for letter and word recognition, we're looking at 92. Reading comprehension, 117. Math concepts and applications, 116. Math computation, about 107. And written expression, 86. And spelling, 94.
Okay, so are those standardized scores, are those like out of 100 or something, or
Do you know
I don't quite understand what standardized scores are.
Okay, so standard scores, they're kind of derived from these raw scores, and they're from norm reference tests. So if we're looking at 100, we're looking at average.
Okay.
And so any number kind of that's above 100, it means, slightly above average.
So like that 116 would be above average.
It's above average.
Okay, and 94 over in spelling here would be below by a bit?
It's a little bit below average,
Well,
but not...
Makes sense. I wasn't really a good speller either, so...
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, okay. And then if we wanted to take a look at this graphical profile, we can see where he's at. So you can see that he falls within the average range in the overall aspect of things.
Okay.
In reading, he's kind of right in the middle average area. In math, he seems to be slightly above average.
Okay.
And then in written language, he's still in the average, but he's on the lower average side.
Wonder if that's related to all that time in the iPad. Okay.
Well, so then from there, what we do is we look at percentiles, right? So for percentiles wise, he's at 30% for letter and word recognition.
Ooh.
87 for reading comprehension.
Okay.
63 overall in that area. 86 in math concepts. Math computation is 68.
Okay.
Written expression 18. And spelling, we're looking at 34 and an overall of 25 for that area.
So 100% is good, and like 50% would be like a C minus or something?
No. So what we talk about with percentiles, they're kind of most commonly used in education in terms of a ranking.
Okay.
So it means that Max is number 30, which means that he is, out of 100 kids in his grade and age, he's 30. He's 30th, and in the ranking.
Like, so that's a good thing.
It's
like he's 30th. He's in 30th place.
He's
so
in 30th place out of 100. So there are 70 kids.
So like the 100th place though.
Out of 100.
100 out of 100 would be like really bad.
So 100 out of 100 would be really good. So he's at the top.
Oh, so the lower number is.
The lower the number is probably not the best.
So 30s.
30's on the lower side, but still he's falling within the average range, right? It means that he is 29 people better than out of 100 kids his age.
All right, so I think we got to work on that.
Well, it's he's in grade 2, right?
Okay.
And at that age, they're kind of known to develop certain areas first, and it looks like he's got a strong interest in math.
Okay.
It's something that you must work on at home a lot, or something that he really enjoys.
His mom and him work on it. Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. And then the written language seems to be on the lower. Like, I don't know how he is at writing at home with you, or does he practice?
Pretty minimally, to be honest. But it looks like that's going to have to change. Like that 18.
Well, you know what? He's still developmental, right?
Okay.
So I guess, spending a little bit more time with, writing and spelling
Okay.
is something that you might do to kind of bring that up. And as time progresses, it's something that he might be working on with his teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like that number.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like, is that like pullouts, or is that remedial, or?
No, this is where he's at this developmental part of his journey, and this is the beginning of grade 2 for him.
Okay.
So he does definitely have some strengths, and usually kids' brains, the way they work, is that they become stronger in one area first, and then those other areas start to develop.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to work on that one, but hopefully it happens soon.
Yeah. So
Okay.
from here, what we're going to talk, what I probably suggest is kind of looking at probably reading more at home,
Okay.
right? And then, asking him to read simple words here and there when you're going out and about in town. Making sure that you spend that time doing reading development at home. I think your teacher probably has reading programs that they bring home books in the evening where they
Okay.
have to go back and read.
We'll look into that.
And then written language, I know that they're also given lists of sight words, and practicing those sight words would be
Okay.
something good that you can do at home.
All right.
Okay?
We'll get right on that. That's...
All right. So if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me at any time.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions at this moment?
I think you've kind of explained everything. As I take it, we just need to really work on developing that language arts part of it, I think, like the writing, a little bit of the spelling, but, we'll just get them reading. We'll just keep focusing on that. Maybe we'll take a little bit of the stuff we're doing on math and maybe switch it over, and hopefully these things come up.
Yeah.
Does he get another test on these later? Like, is there a...
No, at this time, this is a test that we would administer once every couple of years.
Okay.
So, in a couple of years, should we see some kind of challenges with him in language arts, then for sure we might take a look at another KT later on.
Okay.
But at this time, I think that his scores are within the average range, and
Okay.
there's no need to kind of move forward with contacting a psychologist for further testing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Okay.